Hello, beautiful hearts. My name is Yvonne Wildheart, and welcome to the Cycle Report for the 19th of June 2020. I sit here on Dja Dja Wurrung country in Central Highlands, Victoria, Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere. Well, we are in the most potent time ever from what I can wrap my head around. So to start off with, the Earth cycle. So we are right here at the very, very end of this Earth cycle that started 12 months ago in June 21st last year. It is the point where in the deepest, darkest point, on Sunday will be the longest night of the year, or Saturday night, the longest night of the year. Winter solstice clicks over. We start a new Earth cycle for the next 12 months. So technically, it's the Earth's New Year's, not the calendar man-made New Year's, which here for us is December the 31st. Here is actually being with the Earth is on Sunday morning at 7:43 a.m. in the morning, clicks over to a new year. So, you think about what you do at the new year. You call in what you want to do for the next 12 months. You dream up the next 12 months. This is the time to do it. This is when the real energy is here to support these dreamings and the seed collecting. So we've been seed collecting all the descent. So last year in December when the summer solstice clicked over to the descent phase, we've been collecting seeds from the harvest that we've gathered. And have a think about what's happened in the last 6 months, since December. We've had the COVID, the lockdown, we've also had the racial tensions throughout the world, all necessary for our growth and expansion. And otherwise it wouldn't happen. So, what are the seeds that you've collected from that? And also have a look and have a think about your personal journey through that. So not only just collectively, but personally, and one informed, it's all the same. Right, so it's just, what are the seeds that you've collected from this time? What have you learned? How are you different? How do you want to be now? How do you want to see the world? It's that collecting of the seeds to take with you into this very voidy period and to plant, as from Sunday afternoon. So it's a really, really important time. Coupled with that, we're in this phenomenal sort of astrological earth alignment it's really, really powerful, that we're also in a dark moon. So the new moon clicks on Sunday as well at 4:42 p.m. So we have this bit of a gap in between the winter solstice clicking in, which is in the morning, and the new moon that's happening in the afternoon. And so there's like 5 or 6 hours there that is just sort of, it's actually really a void space between the new and the old. And so it's also an eclipse. So an eclipse, this is a solar eclipse. So when there is actually the moon fully covers the sun, and we won't see it here. Oh, will we? We maybe, I can't remember. We might see it here. Where the moon fully covers the sun, it blocks out all the sun's rays to the earth. And when that happens, there's a portal that connects us out to deep cosmic spaces, because there's no sunlight coming in. There's only just cosmic energies and cosmic light coming through from the stars and all the other galaxies and stuff like that. So it's coming down into us. So it's a full-on portal, this is. And it's a time for really, it's a deep time for spell work. And just how do you want to be? What's the call in your heart, the most truest heart desire that you have. Now's the time. If any time you're going to do this, now's the time. Dark moon, Saturday night, I release all that no longer serves, all that no longer, is anything that doesn't meet my heart's desire. I let it go. Sunday night, I call in all of my truest heart's desire, not only for the next moon cycle, but also for the next 12 months. It's just like a double whammy going on, like more than that. And if you, I would also invite you to jump on, YouTube Astrology. Astrology podcast is really good. And just have a listen. Molly McCord, she's awesome as well. check out their readings for this period of, this new moon eclipse, and have a listen, because it is fucking powerful stuff. Like, so powerful. And I hear a lot of people going, sit in the void. This really is a void space, and what we know of the void, what do we know about the deepest part of winter? We know that we're fully exposed to the cosmic realm. The cosmic realm, the void space of darkness, of all that is and all that has been, is all contained out there, and so we're exposed to that. It's full potential, and if you listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about sitting in the void. It's also the root growth here on the earth. It's the time of the root growth and the unseen. So everything that happens on the ground. And we could see this leading up to this point with the mycelium and the mushrooms and stuff like that. And now it's really deep underground. And it's where the deep root growth is. So, as we are also beings of this earth, we're no different to the trees or the animals. We are also in a time of deep renewal, and we're actually meant to be really resting in this point in time, and really just it's all the REs, and also all the retrogrades that are happening at the moment. It's also about revision, review, rest, revise, rejuvenate. It's all about coming back into the self. It's like, if we were trees, we would be very in and deeping our roots strong into the earth. And that's what we're doing anyway, energetically. So how do you want your root growth to be like? Do you want it strong and really tapping into the nourishment that's out there, or do you want to be depleted and not really conscious? So it's your choice. It's an individual process goes on here, and everybody will come into its own time. But if you're aware of it and bring consciousness to it, really work with it. Use this time. What's also been calling to me this week, in the last few weeks, is actually I've been taking a group of women and myself. We've been sitting in circle for ever since the start of April, funny enough, and we've been doing the Inanna descent. So we've been calling it Invoking Inanna, the journey through the underworld. And each week we've been letting go and surrendering something. So following the ancient myth of Inanna and how she goes into the underworld. But she starts off as a queen. And so she already has this, regal sovereignty about her. She's the queen of heaven and earth. And she's been called to the underworld to give birth, to visit her sister Urishkagal, who then puts her on a meat hook, and she is left as a rotting corpse on a meat hook. But with that, she's renewed and she's rebirthed into something different, because once you go down there, you are different. And it's no different to how we've been, through what's happened in the last, few months. We are very, very different people to what we were back in January. And so, we're sitting in the void space. And so, to start off with how you want to be, what are the seeds that you want to carry, how you want to, if you want to go in, and if you want to see love and joy and want to be blissful, to capture some of that energy before you go into that void space, because how a cycle ends informs the beginning, and how a cycle begins informs the rest of the cycle. So now that's the seed collecting that we have. So very big time if you haven't gathered. So put your spells out there. What do you want to be? How do you want to be in the world? Now's the time. Really now's the time. Today and the next few days, it's the bit where you're collecting the seeds, the final collection of the seeds. So what seeds do you want to hold to take into the underworld, to just incubate and then plant come, towards Imbolc? Very, very important. My personal cycle is on, I'm bleeding as well, so I'm about to bleed. So it's a very important, potent time. So if you're a bleeding woman, I invite you to check in with your body cycle as well. Just quickly to finish up, we'll be doing another Invoking Inanna journey through the underworld starting in August. So if you're interested, that'll be online in Zoom. I'm also taking Shamanic Counselling and Healing sessions, and also Intuitive reading sessions. So if you're interested in that, just shoot me an email and be in contact and register interest. From my heart to your beautiful hearts, so much love and spell crafting. So much love. I love you all. Bye.